Howdy, howdy, howdy. Welcome to the Shade Tree Mechanic in Houston, Texas. It's 9 o'clock at night. It's 90 degrees outside. This is about the only time you can actually do mechanic work in a reasonably comfortable environment. There's a little bit of a breeze blowing off the coast. Of course, that's about 30 to 50 miles away, but there's a nice little breeze, and tonight we are going to start the job of replacing the air conditioning compressor, the condenser, and other AC parts, flushing the system, reconditioning the whole system on this old 2000 Ford F150 with 198,000 miles on it. Let's see how this goes. So we'll start with taking these clips off over here so I can get to the condenser. There we go. That comes out, and this comes out easily. Missed that one and that one. I can see worst case scenario on these. I'll use regular rivets if I have to put it back together. So got that and that. I'm already breaking a sweat. And there we go with that panel. A disadvantage. So let's see here. Let's go ahead and get the air cleaner out of the way. I know that's going to have to come out of the way at some point. Took the air cleaner loose there and take it loose from the throttle body, because I'm going to need access to those air conditioning hoses below here. It's got a metal clamp, hose clamp, goes on the throttle body there. And so we got that. All right. And so ideally speaking, you leave whatever you can connected. I always do anyway. So that gives me access to my air conditioning compressor right there. Okay. Got my hoses on the top then, right here. All right. Like I say, we will flush the system. I'm going to, here's the dryer over here. I'll be replacing the dryer, and this hose, it comes as an assembly. One of the difficult parts is going to be getting that hose disconnected from back there. All right, so here we are. These brackets out of the way. Simple 10mm wrench. Be time for coffee or beer here real shortly. Alright, that's done. It's there. See, that's loose. Alright, then you got this one. Alright, that one's loose. Oops. Now let's see what we get. Alright, that comes off there, that one comes off there. I can put these. That one was on the left, this one was on the right. Put them so I can easily identify them to go back. Okay, and so, oh, that's real good. Put my arm in the way, huh? Okay, so that's the top bolt in the condenser. Now I'm also not going to want to take the bolts out before I get the hoses disconnected, I think, because that's typical of going ahead and disconnecting the part itself before you disconnect the hoses, and then find you got a problem trying to disconnect the hoses. So we will try not to do that. There we go. pain with glasses on is when you sweat, you drip on your glasses. Don't you hate that? I hate that. Okay, so my other bolt then is right over here, underneath here. Alright, I see the lines that come out of there. Should be no problem. I should be able to get the radiator hose off and take care of that. Let's get a bucket and put underneath for any water that drains out of the radiator. Bucket. There we go. Alright. Oh, this is one of them real interesting hose clamps. On that hose. Come on, there we go. Alright, so I got that undone. Alright. See if that hose is just going to come off. Yes, it is. Okay, that's nice. And yes, it is going to leak. Okay. Of course it is. Where's the drain? Alright, come on. The radiator hose up. Now these lines, I do have a big crescent wrench. This truck has not been driven in about a week. So, the engine's not warm. Okay. So now, there you go. That's better lighting. Okay. Okay. That comes apart nice and easy. Okay, no big deal. No real pressure or tension on it. And with that, I might be able to take it loose by hand. Okay. So that got the top one. Gee. Comes apart real easy if you go the right direction. Yeah, duh. Duh. Okay. There we go. Alright, so now... Oh, really? Come on, you were loose just a second ago. Alright. You're loose, but not that loose, eh? Sound like girlfriends I used to have, huh? So there we go. That line is loose. All right, does not have any brackets there holding it. It's 10 millimeter. And there we go. 10 millimeter bolt. Alright. Got that out of there. But. Somebody else could have told me this. You already knew this, didn't you? The lines for the condenser are below the line for the dryer. So I have to disconnect this line on top of the dryer. Use the 13. That's it. Okay. So you just loosen up take the nut off. here's what we're looking at. This nut right here comes off. That holds that line on. So you take that off. Got that nut. Put that over here. You can see the line is loose, but not just coming off. So there we go. It just needed a little bit more agitation. All right, so there's that line. So this line right here is still in the way. Goes back to the firewall. Okay, that line right there in the way. So I got to take the dryer loose. We have this connector right here that needs to come off. I always hate these connectors when they're old. That one right there, because they get brittle, and sometimes it's hard to tell how they come off. But see there, just reach underneath, and it's got a little clip, and that allows it to then come off. So there's that. Now you got a problem with the battery case. But here's the bolt that's holding washer fluid container. It's held on by a bolt here that was laying loose. Okay, right there. You see that right in there. Okay, and it's held on by a bolt that is back here between the battery and the washer fluid tank. They would like for you to take the battery out first. I can see that. There's a bolt that goes in the fender behind the windshield washer, between the battery and the windshield washer container. Getting my socket on it. Right here. For all of you that live up north and are enjoying, oh gee, by now at 10 o'clock at night, you're enjoying the 72 degree air. I hope to join you in about 6 years, although you may not want me up there, but look out, I'm coming. Okay, now, like I said, there's lots of water in it, and I'm still going to have to disconnect the pump. Bet on that. Okay, so it's up. I wonder if this hose comes this. Here's the other electrical connector for the pump, your washer fluid pump. All right. So obviously you can see that there is different ways to do this, and depending upon your whatever, you should probably just start with taking the battery out, then take the water windshield washer container out. Then, wow, I have to take this screw all the way out of the bracket, because if it's in the bracket at all, the bracket will not expand enough for me to take the dryer out. And of course with gloves on, I can't feel it. Alright, be that way. Stop it now. There we go. Alright, so that is that screw. I'm going to open the bracket a little bit. Pull the dryer out now. There we go. There's the old dryer. And the old insulation I want to keep, because naturally you don't get new insulation with the new hose. So now we're back to the original item, which was the condensing coil. Remember that? Did we all forget that already? Let's see here. Alright, so here's your condenser. condenser. Seriously, dude, really? Okay. So now, that comes out easily. There you go. Now, the reason you need to replace the condenser when replacing the compressor, as I understand it, is because you cannot successfully flush the tiny fins out in the newer type of condensers. So I bought a new one. It cost me $135 at O'Reilly Auto Parts. So here is my air conditioning tool. It's got a, see if I can get over here by some light. You'll see it has a lip inside that my finger is resting on, and that is intended to go in here, pull over, I got it on the wrong way. We'll go on this way, and then you pull on it, and it's supposed to go in there and release the spring so that the hose will come loose. That's the way it's supposed to work. And to show you what I'm dealing with the dryer line, you see I'm gonna need the light down there anyway, but you'll see I got the firewall way back there. The dryer line is at least the upper line, which makes it halfway decent, but my line of sight from this direction does